everybody, welcome in. It's good to see you. We're back with another episode. We skipped another week. That's okay. We're human. Things happen. Things come up. For me personally, it was Battlefield.
We might.
It was battle for me personally. It was season 2 of Battlefield 6. It happens. What can you do? You know what I mean? But we are back. We are here. We have some things to talk about. Some big industry shakeup news for a leading gaming competitor, I think, of the world. So before we get into all of that, though, I'm going to check in with you, John. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. I think that the algorithm heated me up last weekend.
Oh, there you
go. I swear I got like 15 subscribers in the matter of like a week. And
I love it.
I'm sitting at 170. It's funny though, because I was like, oh, what's happening? What's going on? And then it was like, all right, it's over.
It's like, that show's over. Time to turn the page.
Yeah. So I'm up to 117 now, which, I mean, shoot, that was like
Love
quickly
that.
because I had just cracked 100, and then like all of a sudden it just felt like every day, every time I checked my YouTube studio, it was like, you got a new subscriber, And I was like, what? So it's good times. It seems to be that the hotel architect seems to be the successful, the ones that is being consumed right now the most.
Okay.
Which it's like, it's a double-edged sword, right? So I have my 4-game rotation and I upload every other day. So hotel drops, you're not going to see another hotel video for 8 days. And that's good for me because of the longevity of that. I'm getting a long time out of hotel or all of my games, whichever one it is. But then the other side of that coin is like, if I only care about my hotel video, like the consumer, if they watch my hotel video and they don't care about the others, then now they got to wait 8 days before they can see it again. So it's like, but if I shorten that up, or, I'm going to drop everything and only play hotel right now, strike while the iron's hot. My only problem with that is then I would burn through the damn game in 2 weeks time. And then I'd be like, crap, now I got to go on to the next one. So I like having my 4-game rotation because it gets me some longevity. It's the life. So it goes.
What are the answers? What are the answers? Where are they? Where are they?
What do you do? Other than that, I did get Grab Killer in, and I dove into that. That was very fun. A very fun game. It's under $10, and nice. Very fun. Very, very exciting. Very quick gameplay. I did read that, which is not surprising at all. You have the intention, the way that the developers intend for the game to be played, and then you have the real world, how the game is actually being played, and it is not at all. Like if you're a lamb, like the idea is to survive if you're a lamb and figure out who the wolves are and kill the wolves. And one way that works is if lambs should stick together. But it just doesn't work that way. Everybody just explodes across the map and does their own thing and goes their own way and all that. And it basically, the whole point is to like escape the map on the boat, and you don't even get that far. It just becomes a deathmatch game, and it's either all the lambs die or all the wolves die. It does not get to that second half, the whole second half of the point of what the lambs are supposed to do.
That seems like a bad or lack there. Not a bad thing, but like that's usually stuff where QA comes in, or like, testing and like that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. You would think, hey, maybe it's one of those things. And granted, maybe it's a small team. I don't know. I don't know the developer that well.
Well, it's kind of convoluted. So like So you're supposed to like do these tasks. So you run around to different people on the map to get a task, and then you do it to get points. So you have to do like minimum like 3 tasks to get anything of worth or note. And then there's what's called guardians. So then you have to like attack these guardians on the map, which is just like a spinning orb basically, and you have to blow it up. So you have to have like a gun or some kind of successful weapon to destroy that. And then the guardian drops a key, and then you take that key to the gate, and that's what opens up for you to get on the boat then. So there's 4 guardians, 4 keys. So then 4 to open that up. And then once you get on the boat, there's like 4 or 5 anchors then that have to be dropped. So it's convoluted to get to the end.
Right.
It's just easier to just have a team deathmatch.
Yeah. Which I don't, I'm trying to feel like maybe that's just, I don't know, without putting my hands on it, I wonder, why that continues to happen. Because normally a good, well-designed thing will lead you in the direction you should go, and you should want to get to that direction. But, to each their own, everybody's different. Everybody's gonna, like, I want a quick match. Let's figure this out. Boom, everybody's dead. All right, we win.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You know what I mean? Oh, we messed up. Too bad. So, yeah. That's cool, though.
But it's fun. I'm
glad you're having a good time.
It's for under $10, it's fun.
Right. That's there you go.
That is
that's all you need.
That is the number one point.
Yep. Andy, how are you? How have you been?
Doing all right. My daughter, I think, gave me her cold, so
hell yeah, love that.
Not feeling the best, but hanging in there.
I love this time of year.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. I haven't been. I haven't been sick yet. I don't know what it is, but that's
not saying anything.
Why?
What do you mean? Nothing, Jordan.
What are you talking about?
You're never sick.
Well,
fucking perfect attendance kid over here.
That's true.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't know what it is. Maybe, you're not wrong, but I wish I was sick more to then hopefully build my immunity up for when I'm older. And then I'm just going to get all the sicknesses when I'm older. And my golden years are going to be spent in a hospital bed. Great. Sounds good. Sounds fantastic.
You earned it.
Oh man. Yep. Outside of your health though, how else are you? You playing anything?
I haven't had a bunch of time to play. It's been really busy around the house and everything. Really just been playing our football. We're still playing our dynasty.
Yep.
Just finished the 4th season, going into the 5th season. Played Jordan first game of the season over here and won in a close one.
That was a good game.
Nothing shady happened at all.
Nope.
It was a great game.
Yeah, black and white, no issues.
Only game better than that one last night was the one where I beat Connor. That was a hell of a game.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah, having a good time there. Always making it to the semifinals at least, and then losing. So good times.
Orange Bowl all over again. Oh man, so good deal, awesome. I love to hear that. Sorry you're not feeling well, but we'll get on to the episode to make sure we can get you in bed at a good time. You know what I mean? Get some rest. That they say, you know what they say, rest is best. That's what I hear. That's what I tell my daughter all the time. So, I think outside of myself, I don't really have any big updates. I'm Battlefield Season 2 for me. Neo 3, still getting through that. I'm on the last third, I think, of that game. Neo 3, it's nothing special. It's not like it's going to hold any weight and I'll remember this game, but it is fun enough for me to just play through it. So that's kind of, sometimes that's okay. You know what I mean? You don't need something to blow your socks off. It doesn't have to be the worst, doesn't have to be the best. It can be a 7 out of 10 and be just perfectly fine. Right. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. So,
that's okay. We need more 6 out of 10s, more 7 out of 10s. It's okay to be okay to be average, slightly above average.
I've never heard someone say, we need more mediocre on the landscape here. Let's get some
more mediocrity.
Oh man. Look, hey, that's fine. That's your own take.
And what I'm, for an example, movies. We don't have those middle road movies anymore. Medium-ish, small to medium budgets. It is blockbuster, billion-dollar budget, or it looks like it was filmed, on a camcorder.
I disagree.
Okay.
But I don't know why.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like because I go to the movies frequently. I that's one of my favorite things. I hope it never goes away. But I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if you might be right. I think they're probably the budgets are probably inflated 100%. I think you're right, but I'm trying to think the last movie that I watched.
This part of the
I
conversation.
watched there was a
Can you
movie
repeat that
there was
when you said you might be right. Yeah.
oh no, I'm deleting the video. And I'm never going to post this one. No one's going to see this. But I think the last movie I went to go see in theaters was Send Help with Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, I think his name is, possibly, I think it is. And that didn't seem like that was a blockbuster. It was a Sam Raimi, like, you know what I mean? Which is cool, but I don't think it was high budget. And I enjoyed that one. It was a good time. Went to go see the movie in Screen X. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like a new screen. Not worth it. Don't waste your time. I'll be honest with you. Unless the movie's directly made for it and not just like a little, well, it's in it, so you could go see it. But like if it's made for it, I think it could be really cool. But you might be onto something, John. I can't give you any exact
the
points.
other week I saw Iron Lung, which was actually pretty impressive. I was impressed with Markiplier's acting.
Yeah, which is really cool because that was all funded and everything by him, was it not?
Yep. Yeah,
That's
it was
really
cool. like $3 million budget or something.
Yep.
And he's the only one that's on the screen for like 99% of it, so it probably saved him some money. But it was pretty good. I watched his video of him playing the game before I went to see it, and there's not a whole lot to the game, and he made it. He put it on the screen very well.
That's cool. It was a good little positive story coming out of that kind of stuff. Content creation coming into small stuff, and he made I don't know X amount of times more than what he put into it. So that's obviously a positive for that kind of those people. Let's see if we hop into it. I mean, let's just get into it, right? Oh, you got something else?
Peeping that background of yours there.
Yeah, man.
It's a big week here.
It's about time.
We're here.
It's been a long time coming, but I think this is going to be a good one, like a special one. I think this will be it'll be up there with the 2, right? I think, and us personally up there with 5. I think this one's going to be really, really good. I've got high hopes. The latest, I did a trailer reaction to it. And that was really fun. It was a really good time. Caught me off guard with some of the stuff they put in the trailer. I was thinking, I'll go in blind, but no, it was awesome. Right. I'm really, really looking forward to this. And I know, John, you are too. So, it's been a big one for this channel and kind of us in general, all looking after it. And it's finally the week of, so we'll see, what the actual stuff, there's no reviews. I did warn you guys about the leaks and stuff like that to stay off the internet. Don't really do any searching, do all that kind of stuff because it is out there.
Yep. And I have. Yep. I have Resident Evil has not been searched on internet, YouTube, or anything, because that's the last thing I need this week.
That'd be the worst. A game you're really looking forward to, and then you see just some big plot point. Oh man, that'd be the worst. I try to avoid it at all costs. So, well, big week. We'll see.
The last thing that I apparently there's big, and I guess this isn't really that much of a spoiler or anything. Allegedly, there are 6 confirmed. There will be 6 deaths, either like in the past or during the game or whatever. But like 6 people that were a part of the Raccoon City incident.
Interesting.
Are going to come up deceased. I think if I remember right, I think Leon said that something like there was 6 casualties or 6 fatalities or something like that. So people are like, oh my God, who could it be? They're going, all the possibilities of what that could be. So that's
I'm sure
I'm curious about.
I'm sure that set everybody off, right?
Who were the 6? Because a lot of people are like, oh, I bet this is how they're going to tie in Outbreak. They're gonna kill all. They're gonna name drop some Outbreak characters.
Okay. Well, hey, get to those remakes.
It's an easy thing to do,
right? Speaking of that, I was on TikTok doom scrolling, as you do sometimes, and I saw somebody, you know, some people will put out those videos where they have the 1 through 10 and it ranks you. It'll like flash a logo or something. You have to rank it blind, kind of like I did with you guys with the blind ranking thing of not knowing what's coming. This guy put Outbreak at 1 and 2, and they were early. Like Outbreak 1 and then Outbreak File 2 was the second game. So this dude was like high on those. I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. Must
have been. Wow.
And then I lost
the category Resident Evil.
It was just Resident Evil games, but I lost trust on him. It's when he put 2 at 8. I was like, I'm done. I'm out. See ya. No, I can't accept
was it
that.
The remake? Was it the original?
No, it was the original. Yeah, he did all original. And either way, though, not right. Like incorrect.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. Yeah, either way. Wow.
Remake. 8? I don't care if it was just the screenshot. It's still better.
How many? So okay, it was just a screenshot. So you don't know where he like maybe that was his only choice. Maybe that was all he had left.
No, I did watch the video all the way through. I watched it all the way through. Okay. I can't remember the entire list, but I know that there was like, 1 and 2 was Outbreak because those came fairly early. He was like, I love these games. And then like a few more later, Resident Evil 2 came, and then he put it down at 8, and I said, I almost swiped.
There were still
I was like, okay, I should probably check it out.
Could have put, wow.
Yes, he still, definitely didn't deserve the 8.
Wow.
But to each their own. I
wonder how it feels to just be wrong.
Right, crazy stuff out there. But our main topic for today, topic of the show, if you will, we're looking at an article, big shakeup at Xbox. So you probably already heard the news. This is February 24th. This news actually dropped on the Friday before. So it was at the 19th, possibly, I think is what that is. So lots happened since then. A lot of, emails and a lot of interviews and all kinds of things and Twitter posts, everything. There's all sorts of stuff coming out. So we're going to jump into a little bit of it here. This article comes from Polygon. And it comes from Ollie Welsh. Phil Spencer's exit doesn't leave Xbox with a lot of options. So as that headline reads, Phil Spencer is retiring after 35-ish years, I think, at Xbox. Came in as an intern, obviously got promoted to the CEO of Xbox Gaming. And that's kind of where we're at, right? So I think, Andy, maybe we could talk to it a little bit. I feel like he saved what was left of the remnants coming out of the Xbox One launch, right? When he took over kind of that.
Yeah, he did what he could
with what he had. Right. Yeah. Just wild, man.
But the Xbox player base kind of lost trust and belief in him in more recent years. Just because a lot of the things he was saying just weren't materializing. The games kept getting delayed, things like that.
Yeah. I mean, but he set up some massive events and massive things that transpired to turn out to be huge successes, right? The announcement of the backwards compatibility program. That was like massive. I think that alone forced Sony to go that direction as well, and even Nintendo in some of their for their online stuff that they offer now. So I think that was a huge, massive deal. I think that's a really, really cool thing. But not only did Phil Spencer retire, but we also had Sarah Bond, who have been, I would say, probably the two most visible leaders coming out of that brand. That you see a lot on different, announcements or video packages, whatever it is. Definitely out there in the interview scene. Sarah Bond left, but in a little bit more mysterious fashion, right? There was no thank you email or thank you note from any of the other, what's his name? Satya Nadella, I think his name is. They didn't get a whole lot of, didn't get the thank you note or anything from those individuals. So there was a lot of questions on what happened. And then you got news that Asha Sharma was going to be taking over for Phil Spencer. And I think she was coming from the Core AI products line, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of a questionable thing of what we're doing. But what's your initial response to losing somebody like a Phil Spencer and a Sarah Bond at the same time. Andy, what's your overall? Do you believe that everything is transpired that they're saying is true? Do you have any wishy-washy feelings about it, or what do you got?
Yeah, I don't believe everything that they have said is necessarily true. As far as Phil Spencer, you know, uh, for lack of a better term, you know, I think it was probably time for him to go. Is It's been very clear that he's lost a lot, if not all, of his decision-making power. And I don't really think he wanted to be a part of that, you know, with the way that he came in. Um, More of a mutual thing with him, and that's why he's retiring.
Right.
Um, and you know, with Sarah Bond, I kind of get the feeling that I believe you said earlier she was made out to be something of a scapegoat, which definitely could be the case. But I also think that she knew that they were not making her the CEO, and she decided to leave
Right.
because of that.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way that it comes across as well.
I
Um,
feel that. Yeah, it seems weird though, right? All the timing, everything. They said this had been announced or discussed a year prior. That's kind of hard to believe, right? Especially,
yeah,
I don't know. It seems really difficult or just weird that a massive. Granted, who gives a shit though? In the grand scheme of things, who cares, right? Ultimately, these people are going to make the decisions and do the things that they want to do, regardless of who's in charge and who. You know, it is what it is, right? Ultimately, they're going to put their vision forward and do it, regardless of who's in the seat. Doesn't matter. They're not technically listening to the people. You know, everybody is, but that's okay. I'm not expecting them to. You have a vision, you should see it through. But it's weird, right? It just seems strange. And especially some of the notes that Asha Sharma came out and said, or Sharma, sorry, about like what her takeaways are going to be. She mentioned the bringing back the Xbox brand and the old feel of the Xbox, the Renegade style and those kind of things, and getting back to its roots and those kind of things, which is very strange to hear, especially after the massive shift in, if you will, of their strategy, right? They went from, you know, exclusivity. Then exclusivity was like, okay, all of those games are going to hit this Game Pass subscription base that we're going to present and move forward with. And those things are going to be day one, right? When they come out from our first party studios and some third party and partners that come in, to saying that you're going to bring back what made Xbox and what made Xbox a renegade and that whole thing. A lot of people were saying, oh, that's a clear sign they're going to go back to exclusivity, but they clearly have a strategy releasing Gears of War, Forza, Fable, I think is coming there as well to PS5. They're already doing the Switch stuff. The PC and Switch thing. So I think to just pull out the rug of like, hey, yep, we're doing this. Actually, we're not doing it now would be way too much of a thing here. So, John, do you think they're going towards, do you think there's a new era coming of like, hey, we don't like the approach, because the whole marketing slogan of this is an Xbox, where they were pointing to a phone, a tablet, a computer. They said it was an Xbox because it could play Xbox games via the cloud. Do you think that's the direction they're going, or are they going to lose some of that exclusivity and continue with the strategy they presented?
I know that I'm in the minority when it comes to gaming and gaming opinions, but I will never look at my phone and say, well, that's an Xbox.
Right.
I'm not wired that way. My Xbox is my Xbox.
Yeah. I'm 100% with you.
And
if that makes you feel any better.
So while I feel like I am in the minority of that opinion, you know, there are technological people who will look at it that way and, oh, well, it's great and whatever. but you can't ignore the fact that there is, minority. But hey, 49% is still a minority, but that's still literally 49%.
Yeah.
That's a huge chunk. So,
Right.
who knows what the actual percentage of that is? But my phone is my phone. It's not my Xbox. And so
agree.
the idea of that, it just misses with me. It completely misses with me.
Yeah. It does remind me of the TV, right? It almost feels too early, right? Just like they were doing with the one all-in-one device for the multimedia, like Xbox One launch. That's what they are today. They are that today. Like they really are.
Yeah.
The only difference is there is no TV or cable thing to plug into the back of it. Right? That's the only difference. And that's only because, well, for the majority, I think, of people, cable TV went away and they switched to the streaming services, right? So like there it still exists, don't get me wrong, but the majority went away from that. So now streaming is just another thing. It's just another app on anything. It's just like they are trying to do with Xbox. An app is on your phone, an app is on your tablet, app is on your desktop, app is on your gaming console of choice, right? Any of them now. So it feels like, again, too early to the party to then do what the Sega Dreamcast did and like prop themselves up of the future, but nobody's ready for the future. So it makes the first one always stumbles, right? So then the other people behind them can actually, shine or rise.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're looking at. The infrastructure is not good enough, I think, across the board for us to have cloud gaming top to bottom. It's not a good experience.
And to your point about apps, whether this is relevant or not, I feel like it is. So just bear with me here.
You got it. I've been doing it my whole life.
Went and got an oil change. I got an oil change today, right?
I'm out.
And the place that I went to, you always you get a car wash with an oil change. And so when I went to, they filling it out and everything, he goes, "Oh, do you have our app?" And I'm like, "No." He's, "Oh, well, we have an app now, and in order to get your free car wash redeemed, like you need to have the app because it does it that way now. They don't hand out the paper coupons anymore." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
It's driving
so
shine.
I download the app and I go, "Yeah, it's driving shine." So going through that, and I don't know. Is it old man John? Am I old now? Because 10 years ago, even maybe 5 years ago, all these companies that are like, "Oh wait, we have an app now." Like my mentality has shifted on it. 5-10 years ago, "Oh cool, this company has an app now. That's great." And I download it and now I have all these apps for all these companies. Now today it's like, God, another company has got an app. Like, oh, my phone's just littered with apps now. Like this company has an app, this company has an app, this company has an app.
You are
I'm
old man John.
Exhausted.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. But you are 100% old man John, I think, in that aspect.
Yeah.
That's just
and so I feel it's another thing that is just gonna bog link it back to Xbox. Then it's another thing that would bog my phone down. If I was to game on my phone, like, nah, I've got enough junk on my phone.
I guess I don't understand the bog your phone down part. They're not all running at once, right?
I know that. Okay. I know that.
But you mean memory. Like you would be like, I'm running out of space because of the things I put on here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you that one.
Thank you.
What are you going to say?
Depends on how big your storage is.
True. I mean, that's always an option. Yep. I mean, but it is, yes, John, you're old man John. That's fine. It is what it is, right? You're getting older. It is what it is. Am I shocked you're there first? No, I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not by any means shocked knowing you for as long as I have that you got there first. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I am also, the reason I don't like it is because the experience isn't great for the cloud gaming for me personally. The only time I've used it, like I'm not going to play Halo or a visually stunning game on the cloud. I very rarely even play like handheld games, right? With the Switch too. I would much prefer on a TV. It's just my preference because I have something I want to see. But when I played Slay the Spire, I just, I've got one of those Bluetooth controllers. You put your phone in the middle and you hold it, and the phone is the screen, basically turning it into a Switch or a PS Portal, right? And I play like those smaller games that are like almost always ongoing, always something small. It's not visually crazy and stunning, and I need a new, I want to see it at its best. It's like, okay, I can play that. I can hop on and do this little card game because it's a deck builder. So be it, right? I move on. That's it. But I'm not going to play, your Halos. I'm not going to play Resident Evil 9 on the cloud if that was ever possible. Like, that sounds like a nightmare to me because I want to experience something I'm looking forward to in the best possible way. And cloud just doesn't do that for me. So hopefully they're pulling that back. I don't want them to get rid of it, but I definitely feel like this is an Xbox needs to probably go away, right? You can say, hey, we have these things that are available if you want to do it, but we're not going to focus on it. What we're going to put out is that we're going to put out a powerful console. I don't even want them to do the hybrid PC thing. I really don't. I know that's their direction they're going, but I am just looking for I'm not looking for a premium product. I'm not looking for anything. I'm looking for, honestly, okay. So here's the thing. Hot take it, whatever. I just came to a realization as I looked at it. We don't need anything new right now. We don't, right? We absolutely don't. The Series X and the PS5 are perfectly fine pieces of hardware that we haven't got anywhere near the amount of stuff out of it that we could. These are the first systems that I've looked at and I said, these could probably live longer than previous generations on average, which is what, 5 to 7 years, I think, something like that, right? Is that probably true?
About 7 years, yeah.
I think these could last for a very long time because there are no more magic words that set people off of like, oh shit, that's the new thing I need to get. The only thing you can do now is gimmicks and increase the FPS at a 4K level. Right? I mean, is that something we all kind of agree on? Right? So I feel like this goes into another category or another conversation, but the PS5 or the PlayStation or Sony or whatever said they're delaying it probably till 2028, 2029, the PS6. So that's fine. That's okay because that gives you more years to improve and sell me on it.
Exactly. If I was a PS5 fan, like if I had a PS5 and was an avid PlayStation gamer, I'm fine with that because then it lets you ride your system for a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Right. I don't need anything. And I think a lot of people feel that way outside of the enthusiasts, the gaming enthusiasts, because if a new one came out, yeah, I would get it. Right. I would get it, but I don't need it. I don't need to get it. I don't think they need to have the additional technology. That's just where I'm at. I think as I looked over, I was like, what the fuck? Right. That's what I looked over. I was like, oh.
I also feel like this generation has been one of the weakest, if not the weakest, and as far as game releases as a whole.
Well, I mean, the industry's been shit the last couple of years, even maybe a little bit 3 years, right? It's been dog shit.
Yeah.
It's imploding on itself. Exactly. So it's not sustainable, the amount of money they're putting into it, but then it's also, the real games that are shining are the smaller, indie, almost privately owned companies. It just seems to be that way anymore. And that's fine. That's good. I think it's, the shout out to Greg Miller over at Kind of Funny Games. Like he said, he's like, his hot take was that the gaming industry is going to get much, much worse before we reach any kind of, come out from the other side, if you will. Right. And he was, before it gets better. Yeah. And you know, what's funny? He said that I think on maybe a Monday or maybe a Friday. I can't remember. And then on Monday you had, which is another story we'll talk about, Bluepoint being closed by PlayStation. They shut down that studio, which is revered as a good studio. Then you had the Phil Spencer news. You had the high guard stuff and that whole debacle of that game potentially going away. So like it's just been this past week has been one thing after another. And it was so funny to see him make that hot take. And then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, all this news came out and you're like, Jesus, you know what I mean? So it's crazy.
I said it would get worse, but not like
immediately. I didn't think right away. Right. So it sucks to see it.
It manifested it.
Yeah. And maybe this isn't a bad thing though, too. Maybe the Phil Spencer stuff isn't bad. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good sign. Granted, he gets the retirement. He deserves his flowers for what he did for the company and for the Xbox community, right? Really kind of put him back. We could have lost Xbox altogether at the Xbox One, right? They lost a majority of their people. Yep. That was the digital age. Everybody was building their libraries and they lost the most important generation to manifest longevity from customers. And I think he did the best with what he had. And so be it. So give his flowers are due. Great job. Fantastic stuff he put forward. Not just him, but people he put underneath him, his team. Really cool to see.
In the article, I mean, later down in it, it does, it, as far as he's not the only one with blame. Like there are, points that go above his head.
Yeah.
But above his head, they're not going anywhere. So it's like, it's one of those situations where he's the one that had to fall on the sword, even though the people above him did things, the Activision Blizzard acquisition.
Yep.
And
that put financial pressure on everybody.
The 30% profit margins. He was given a plate that was just not going to work. It wasn't going to happen.
He had his plate that he was building, right? He was putting food on his plate that he had. Then they said, hey, let me see your plate. And then they took that plate and they're like, and then either took a bunch of shit off of it or filled it up with a bunch of like angry wasps, right? And they're like, here you go. You can have your plate back. So it's kind of crazy. You're right. That's a great point. Good point on the whole. The purchase sounded great, right? You're like, hell yeah, we're going to get the Call of Duty, Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard. We're going to get King, which is the mobile part of that whole thing. So it's, you're thinking, holy shit, $70 million or 70 billion, sorry, with a B. You're thinking, hey, that's going to do us great in the future, but nobody thought about how the industry was going to tank and kind of just layoffs after layoffs after layoffs. And they have to make that money back one way or another. Regardless of all the court dates and all the documents and all the goodwill that they can try to say that they're going to have, kind of backfired. It looks like now. So, the next one we got here though, I just kind of pointed it out and talked about it a little bit, but PlayStation shuts down Demon's Souls, Shadow of the Colossus remake studio Bluepoint Games. Its live service God of War title was canceled in January last year. So you take a wonderful studio that put out some amazing remakes. Shadow of the Colossus remake was really, really good. Well regarded by a lot of people. They really liked it. I'll be honest with you. Demon's Souls for the PS5 is close to probably the best looking PS5 game. And I think that was close to, if not a launch title for the PS5. Right? I think that's one of the best looking PS5 games there is today. And that's wild to say, right? So you knew what they were good at. They did really, really well. A lot of people clamoring for them to make, a Bloodborne remake as well, which trust me, would have loved that. It would have been great. But they put them on what seems like a God of War live service game, which is the complete opposite of what they're good at. And then decided to cancel that project, probably because it wasn't going well. And then to shut down that studio after that. That's a wild story. But this news came out first. So it was like Xbox, we've talked about it. They love to do this stuff, right? Sony shoots themselves in the foot. Microsoft's like, you know what? We're going to shoot both of our feet and our hands. Right? It was literally like the following couple days of that. They're like, you just wait. Oh, you think that's bad? Wait, what we're about to do. So this article is from IGN, and it is from, I'm looking for the name here, Rebecca Valentine. PlayStation has shut down Bluepoint Games, the studio behind the remakes of both Shadow of the Colossus and Demon's Souls. This comes from Bloomberg, which has confirmed the news of PlayStation. Roughly 70 employees are going to be impacted by the closure when it officially occurs next month. That is March as of right now. Bluepoint Games is an incredibly talented team that has technical expertise, has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. A PlayStation spokesperson told Bloomberg, "We thank them for their passion, creativity, and craftsmanship." I hate those. Shut up. You know what I mean? Those things are so bad. That's corporate, just bullshit, right? Yeah, exactly. Right. Bluepoint was founded in 2006 by former Retro Studios employees that proceeded to work on a number of PlayStation games, including several collections of existing games such as God of War Collection, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, the Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection. It also served as a support studio for ports like PlayStation All-Stars, Flower, and Titanfall. But Bluepoint's claim to fame was 2018 remake of Shadow of the Colossus, followed by 2020 remake of Demon's Souls, both of which were highly praised by critics and fans. It wasn't until after Demon's Souls that acquired Bluepoint in 2021 under Sony's management. Bluepoint did some co-development work on God of War Ragnarok, but otherwise did not release or announce any new games. So 2021 absorbed into Sony. 2026, they shut the studio down after canceling a project they probably put them on to complete, right? So another shitty situation. Any takeaways from either one of you? I mean, we know it's bad. I would love to, remakes are they sell, right? It's nostalgia, but modernizing it and putting it into a form that you can just play. So I don't know why you would get rid of a studio that's really good at that. Andy, do you have any hot takes on or what's your gut reaction? What do you got?
I don't know about hot takes, but this just bugs the crap out of me. When a company buys a studio and they give them a project to do, the project doesn't go well, or they end up canceling it, and they don't even give them another chance. They're just like, well, you didn't make us any money, so we're going to cut our losses and just close the studio down. And, this isn't even necessarily new.
Right.
This has
they're
been
not the
going
only ones
on
that do it. Yeah.
forever. But it feels like it's just gotten so much worse in recent years.
Yep.
There's been more acquisitions. I mean, look at Embracer. And they bought so much stuff. They released all these junk games, trying to take advantage of Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. Look at Gollum. And they're closing all these studios down. Embracer is, because they got too big for their britches. And it's sad. It's infuriating, and it's moments like that make me glad I kind of went in a different direction and didn't go into the games industry, because I feel like I'd be looking for a job every 3 months.
Right. Yep. And they do say, this isn't an apologist or like trying to be like, oh, let me sweeten it. They did say they're going to find other places for them. Hopefully most of them to go somewhere else within different places. But that doesn't, expertise and collaborating with the same people over time is what really a recipe for making a good game or a good situation, right? So you all get familiar with each other. So that's great. Maybe they'll have some new jobs, but also you lost a studio with a team that was collectively putting out successful things for you. And you would think that a remake isn't going to be nearly as expensive, right? To make like a new AAA title or something like that. Even a live service game. A live service game is great and everything, but you have to maintain that. It's not we put it out, wash our hands of it. It's a live service game. Does that not reach anything of like live service, continually putting out stuff? Like, you know what I mean? It seems like they didn't think that through. And of course, here we are now at another studio losing a bunch of talent and we'll never see the light of day for what they were going to put out, which is too bad. But not a lot else to talk on. John, you have anything else to add outside of that? I mean, it's pretty cut and dry, right? So
it's pretty cut and dry. It sucks. It's sad across the board for them. I did have a comment said, instead of failure after failure after failure of live service games, you could just have Bluepoint remake Bloodborne and print money.
Yes.
And then the follow-up to that comment is, you can't do that. That makes sense.
Yeah, right. You can't do that. That's
It feels like that's the world we live in. What makes sense doesn't happen.
Yep. Yeah, you would think pull that lever, right?
You scratch your head because the people at the top, in theory, should have gotten to the top by making sensical decisions.
You would hope so, right? That's not always the case. That's not always the case. Nope. But that's the thing though too, is why not pull that emergency lever of a Bloodborne remake after you canceled their other project, when you're like, okay, we spent all this money. Let's pull that emergency lever, because it is the rights are owned by Sony in that studio, or PlayStation. It's not owned by Miyazaki or From Software, who developed it the first time. So they could just pull that lever of like, we know people want this. People will buy it. If I release it on PlayStation, they'll buy it there. And then think about what's double dipping and porting that over 6 months later to the PC. People will buy that shit too. So there's two levers you're pulling that could just be, granted, it's going to take some time. Yes. But if you don't have enough to invest that amount of money to do that emergency lever, then you've already lost. You're already fucked up. Right. So, and now we'll probably never see that ever happen, because that's one company that everybody trusted to do it was Bluepoint, and we'll never see the light of day, which is probably a crime. It definitely should be a law, right? We should put that into law. Call my congressman, and say, hey, let's get this let's get this in a bill somewhere. You know what I mean? Well, Bloodborne has to be made.
Get it done.
It has to be made either two, or you remake the first one. I don't give a crap. Andy, I think this one's going to be a little bit for you, a little bit for me here, but it's a quick one. Let's see here. This article comes from Video Games Chronicle, and it is from Chris Scullion. Simpsons Hit and Run and prototype studio Radical Entertainment is back as new Radical Games. Simpsons Hit and Run, for me, out of the park. Fantastic video game. Should be remade and available for everybody to play to this day. And hell, give me a prototype remake if you want to do that as well, because I love that shit too. Right? So I think good news, right? A new old studio coming back as a new name, but obviously should be cool. Mm-hmm. The studio has a new website and appears to be looking for work. The studio behind such titles as Simpsons Hit and Run and Prototype has returned under a new name. New Radical Games describes itself as Radical Entertainment plus Hothead Games, implying that the new company is a successor to both defunct studios. Radical Entertainment was founded in 1991 in Vancouver and was acquired by Vivendi in 2005, then by Activision in 2008. By the end of 2013, the studio had essentially closed all but in name, but the Canadian government dissolving its incorporated status and a few remaining staff assisting on other Activision products. Hothead Games was a Vancouver-based studio which developed such titles as Penny Arcade Adventures and Death Spank.
Hell yeah.
Before moving on to mobile games, it went bankrupt in late 2024. Now, however, both studios appear to have been resurrected as new Radical Games, with Ian Wilkson as CEO and president and Tim Benison as COO. They're looking for work. We just mentioned it. Emergency lever, pull it. Simpsons Hot and Run. Simpsons Hit and Run remake. Just do it. There's that. I mean, if you can get the IP or get the I guess the IP or license to do so, let's go. Right? Let's just do it. Give me a modernized version.
Probably some licensing hoops with that one.
Would have to put out the feelers, right? Put them out. Let's go. Let's get it together. If prototype remake is
I'd
less of an
personally
issue,
love to see another.
go ahead.
Well, maybe.
Right?
I don't. Who would even own that? I don't even know who
Probably
owns that
Activision.
IP.
Activision would be my guess.
I would love this Penny Arcade
Yep.
adventures
That'd be cool.
game. Those were great. That they were perfect for that time though. And I feel like that whole, web comic time of the 2010s is kind of over. So while I would love it, I don't think it would really sell well these days.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Um,
I mean,
unfortunately.
nostalgia does a lot of stuff, Andy. It does some weird things to people, right? It just does.
That's true.
It really does. To answer your question about the IP for Prototype, it is owned by Activision Blizzard. They got the right when they purchased Radical Entertainment the first time in 2008.
Gotcha.
So,
then it's owned by Microsoft. So
yeah. So get
there
your
we
shit
go.
together.
Xbox, team up.
Yeah.
Team up,
Yeah,
Xbox.
Asha Sharma, if you want to do something good right off the bat, let's go. Prototype remake. Boom, done. Easy. You know what I mean? Pull these emergency levers. The industry needs it. I think that's just what you got to do. So, what a cool story. Hit and Run. Obviously, we love that game, near and dear to our hearts. Todd Howard from Bethesda recently had an interview over at Kind of Funny Games with the one and only Greg Miller. Some takeaways I'm going to mention here just on the Elder Scrolls 6. Yes, I'm going to be talking about the Elder Scrolls 6, even though that fucking guy is not here and he's going to be upset. So here we go. Deal with it. He's going to have to watch it back and get the information himself.
He can watch it and he can leave a comment.
Yeah,
on the video.
Yeah, he can let us know how he feels. Let us know in the comments, Dan, how you're feeling there, buddy. But here are a couple bullet point breakdowns of the interview as it pertains to the Elder Scrolls 6. Says the game will be a new iteration of Creation Engine. So Creation Engine 3. Creation Engine 2 was the engine they used to put out Starfield. So if you like the way that looked, that's a progression of that. They've spent the last year-ish working on the engine itself. Reiterated that it's going to be a while yet sentiment. So Dan's also going to be loved that. We all point and laugh at him since we're going to be waiting. I think it was 7 years ago when that was actually, they put the little, title screen and then nothing ever since.
In development.
They hit a big internal milestone, or a big internal milestone is about to be passed for, I think, the game development and that process, whatever those are. Reiterated that most of the studio is working on it. Todd is personally mostly involved with the Elder Scrolls 6 in his day-to-day work. And that the game will return to that classic style that we know really well. He mentioned also that games like Starfield were kind of a creative difference from their classic, Elder Scrolls Bethesda feel, if you will. So he said Fallout 76 and Starfield were kind of two different, allowed them to have that creative freedom. So that was kind of cool. And then last but not least, there will not be AI generated assets or materials, but used as maybe a tool going forward. So all good stuff, all stuff you want to hear coming out of something like that, but it's still a ways away. Not going to don't hold your breath. Dan said that he'll probably, he said he'll probably be long gone when that game comes out. It'll be in his children and his grandchildren can play that game. And then they can pay for it. I made the joke is like, they'll just buy it with your life insurance policy. It is what it is. Right. So, hopefully it's not that long. Hopefully get it sooner rather than later, but also we want it to be good. Yada, 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 yada. But we're all going to point and laugh at Dan because it's a ways away still. And last but not least, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. You guys understand what's going on with this?
A Pokemon.
Pokemon.
So
Pokey and the Mon. And the
Nintendo re-releasing Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green for the Nintendo Switch on February 27th, coming out here as of recording this 3 days. So the same day, I think, as this game behind me. But you would think, oh, well, that's an old game. They've done their Game Boy Advance stuff, right? Their Game Boy Advanced Online. So why wouldn't it just go ahead and hit that storefront as one of the things that they add in there, right? You're thinking, oh, duh, that'll be a nice little feature for me to, since I pay for that, right? Psych.
So then you'd be able to play the game for free, right?
Right, and they'd get no money.
For free.
Right, you'd get no money outside of the internet or the subscription that you have for Nintendo Online. Yeah. But psych, Nintendo doing Nintendo things, trying to get that money. They're going to be selling it for $19.99. Oh, you're thinking $10 a piece. That's really cool. Sell it as a package. Psych again, $19.99 each one of them, right? So you want red, $20. You want green, $20. Granted, it is going to be much cheaper than you going out getting a Game Boy Advanced and then buying each one of those games, because that's going to cost you quite a bit of money. 40 is going to look a hell of a lot better when you go ahead and look up how much those things are going to cost you to play it as it was intended. So you'll probably change your tune once you see that, and you'll be like, oh, 40's $20 is not that bad. I'm cool with it. We'll just get whatever, you know?
Yeah, looking pretty good.
Right. I bought the Switch.
That's the exact reason they're doing it.
I think
exactly.
It depends on your angle, on what angle you're coming from.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Whether you'd be pissed about that price or whether you'd be like, done.
Yeah. Okay. So what side do you think would be pissed and what side would be good, do you think?
I think it would be good for somebody who, like you had just described, somebody that would be like, oh, like it would be fun to play it the way it was intended. So let me just find a Game Boy Advance on eBay, and about 2 minutes into that search, you'd be like, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You're gonna play it on the Switch, which is gonna, it's gonna be upscaled, up res, all that. So it's gonna look better.
So let's do this here real quick. You can get a Game Boy Advance for about $75 loose, just as is what it is. You can get a Game Boy SP, a Game Boy Advance SP for like $100, and then, depending on the color, right? And then it fluctuates from there. If you were to go and get Fire Red loose, by the way, just the little red cartridge, $150. If you were going to go get Leaf Green, it's $140. So $40 looks real nice, I think, if you have a Switch already. If you're going to go out and buy a Switch or a Switch 2, probably don't do that, because then, you know what I mean? Then it defeats the entire purpose of that. You might as well just go the old way, right? That's not even to mention if they were complete in box, which if they're complete in box, you're looking at $420, $420 for Leaf Green and about $380 for Fire Red. So crazy stuff out there. You know what I mean? Resellers rejoice. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Fuck them. But we'll see. Yeah. That's a couple different ways for you to play it. But that's all I've got. You guys have any quick things? Actually, I do have one more thing before we go. I've hinted at it. I've talked about it. I am done with the list. My 100 Xbox exclusive games is done. The top 25, nice. I'm trying to add some pictures to them so they can at least have some reference of what it is. I have pictures all the way up to 1 through 13. So that 14 through 25, I will go ahead and add some pictures. We will get it. But I don't have any like specific way to present it. But I'm going to give you guys real quick off the bat, maybe a little bit slower. If you guys want to stop me, that's fine. Again, the parameters of this, I will give you 100 through 75. Just real quick. So if you're like, holy shit, it's that low, or if you have any takes, please don't hesitate to stop me. Go ahead and do it. But the parameters of this are, they were Xbox exclusive, original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox Arcade, or even current Xbox One or the Series X and S games. If they were exclusive for at least a year, they were eligible to be put onto this list. Okay. So I'm going to start with 100 and I'm going to go. If you have any hot takes, that's perfectly fine. I'd love to hear it. So at 100, I've
All
got
right.
Stalker 2. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Stalker 2 is came out not too long ago, more recent. A lot of these ones are going to be recent. I have Avowed coming from Obsidian. Absolutely love that game. I have Halo Infinite coming in at 98. And number 97, I'm so glad I decided to do this because this one rings true to both of us here because we both played it. South Park, Let's Go Tower Defense Play. Right? Number 97. It should have that's one I look at and I'm like I could have pushed it towards the top of that list, right? But that one's really, really special, I think, for our group in general. A lot of memories, a lot of good stuff coming out of it.
Game.
Absolutely fantastic South Park game. Just really, really good.
Man Bear Pig.
What was it? We were doing an achievement and John built a tower because we were to do no towers. And John, we were like, I don't know, 75% of the way through it. John built a tower. I don't know if there's any amount of anger left.
No towers. Snowballs only.
Yeah.
You could only throw snowballs at him. So you had to make it like a giant maze. It's like what?
The
like
walls.
2
Yes, you had
years
a path.
to get that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And John. Oh, some of the best shit ever, man. Oh, thank you, John, for that. That's that lives on forever. One of the reasons why I made it so probably beloved by us because of those moments like that. As I move on though, 96, we have Gears 5. 95, Voodoo Vince. 94, Outer Worlds 2.
It's higher than that.
Voodoo Vince. I was as I look, Andy, I'm like Voodoo Vince could go up there. But like I told you, I think it's probably 30 to 100 almost blend. No, it's probably 50 to 100 blend together so much that it's like I had to put them somewhere. But some of these are so equal and so whatever, right? So it is what it is. We have here though Voodoo Vince at 95, Outer Worlds 2 94, Zoo Tycoon 93. That one's for my wife. Shout out to my wife on that one. That is the Xbox One version, the launch game for that. We have 92 coming in at State of Decay. 91, WWE Raw 2 for the original Xbox. Love that one. That one's a good one. Blink's Time Sweeper coming in at 90. We have Forza Horizon, the first one, coming in at 89. Doritos Crash Course coming in at 88. Hell yeah. That game was so good. Nice. You could compete with your friends. You had their little figures or avatars. You know, it was an avatar. Yeah, running with you. You could do time trials. You could, so good. Fantastic. We have the Unreal Championship for the original Xbox coming at 87. 99 Nights coming in at, I should have put that at 99, but you know, I'm not here to, play favorites. No fan service here. 99 Nights coming at 86. I have for you, Andy, these next two. Cameo coming in at 85. I've come around to that game, by the way. I've come around to it a little bit.
It's a solid game. I never beat it either.
I've come around.
Y'all just made fun of me because I played it. That's it.
Well, wait for it because the next one, Cameo. I forget what I called it because I knew it was like what I call fairy game. Is that what I called it? Because he was a fairy.
Fairy, yeah. You and Joe called
fairy
it fairy game.
It's literally a fairy on the cover, and that's all we were just like, we're not going to call it what it is. We're going to call it fairy game. The next one, 84, Viva Pinata Party Animals. Another one for you, Andy.
Nice. Deserves to be on the list.
This is bringing back memories.
Yeah,
of games bringing back memories of all of us hanging out together. Maybe we just left Burger King. I didn't check the bag.
I'm missing a stacker.
You guys are playing a game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, good old times. This next one, John, is where you peed your pants. Connect Sports.
Never Sports. Have I been through such an intense workout.
Wow, dude. The high knees, the running. Oh, whew. I mean, we're not the most physically fit people, and we always have not. We've always never been like the most physically fit people, but like that kicked your ass. That really kicked your ass because we did it a couple times, just going back and forth with time, right? Trying to beat each other's time, whatever it is. Next at 82, we have Battletoads, which is the newest one that came out for that one. Really, really good beat 'em up. 81, Age of Empires 4. We have number 80, Perfect Dark Zero. How's that make you feel, Andy? You still okay with this list so far? I know you would have put a couple higher, but how do you feel? Doing okay?
I think Perfect Dark's good there.
Okay.
It was not as good as the first one. Solid game though. So.
Okay. Number 79, we have Blue Dragon. I've also come around to that game as well. Kind of gave it shit when it was, but it is one of the very rare JRPGs that was out for the original or for the Xbox 360. So always cool to see that. Number 78, Explosion Man, coming in at 78. Nice. Number 77, Conquer Live and Reloaded, coming in at 77. Number 76, Halo 4. So we've got 2 Halo games in the top 70, the 100 through 75. And then number 75, we have Lost Odyssey. Is what we're gonna. That's the most I'll give you guys right now. And it, like I said, a lot of these 25 blend so much together that you can almost put them in any spot of the top 75 through 100, and you'll get through it. So, but this was one of the most fun and most difficult things that I've done. Not this part, but more once you get up to the top 30, top 40, right? That's when you're like, Jesus, man, are these really that good? And you go back and forth and do that kind of stuff. So all really, really, really good stuff. But that does it for everybody. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, gentlemen, for hanging out with us. Thank you, Dan, for not being here again. We appreciate that. I know John's digging it. But we shall be back next week. Oh, last but not least, there is a Steam Next Fest going on right now. So a ton of demos have been released for this entire thing on Steam. So if there's any you're looking forward to, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear what you guys have been playing, what to check out, that kind of stuff. I have a couple that I think everybody should check out. Vampire Crawlers demo, which is going to be the follow-up game to Vampire Survivors, but it's more of a roguelike. So I think you guys should definitely check that out. The other one I think you guys should check out is a demo here. Where is it? John Carpenter's Toxic Commando demo. Definitely check that out as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a good one. And then hopefully, let us know what you guys think, what you guys have to offer, and what we should check out. Because I'm thinking about doing videos again for these, because I kind of miss checking out demos and putting out a YouTube video for it, just because it's easy, fun content to kind of go through and see what everyone's looking at. But thank you, everybody, for joining. Thanks, guys, hanging out tonight. We should see you on the next one in a week or so. But we'll see you then. Thanks, everybody. See you later.